only a of knowledge I am telling you. Knowledge itself is no knowledge, but it gives birth to the knowledge. Knowledge itself is not knowledge at all, but it gives birth to the knowledge we want. So knowledge really means nothing. So a sort of superconscious state is developed, which breeds such things. While we are on the march, it's knowledge. Knowledge itself is nothing. God itself is nothingness. But it gives knowledge.
सुबह के लिए समय चाहते हैं आपसे।
Books do not help us in realization. When realization is achieved, books are useless.
नहीं हम लोग बता देते हैं लोग
Inner, which is a real being, hidden in some corner of our thought. We have not to seek him. We have not to seek him. He himself seeks you. Provided you are prepared for it. There is
Religion romantique.
during my schooling, I should say, when I was under the training of my master, and still I am under his training, I never cared for peace because I did not know. My age was 21 or 22 years of age. I did not know what is peace. When there is no idea of that, how can I say that I want this thing, I do not want this thing? The idea should be that God should be restless to see you. God may become restless to see you. At this time we are restless to see Him. But at one stage He should be restless to see you. Then mystery is solved. And I tell everybody, I got it cheaply, so I distribute it cheaply. But I didn't got cheaply, I am telling you. Really speaking, I didn't got cheaply, I labored also. I never found any difficulty when I was on the march to freedom. And really it is not difficult. Really speaking, the books, the commentators have made it difficult. They comment in a different way. They always comment with the, what you call, with the, from the mental plane. The books are delineated, not from the divine plane. It is not concerned with the difficulty. Although a little aid, when it is in the favorable column, you get some aid, something like that. But spiritual condition, what you apply, they cannot change. No. Forgetful statement, you do not remember that you exist. And I am telling you, if I describe my condition, of course I cannot describe because words are not there. No taste. Tasteless taste. I say tasteless taste. End of the end is the final state. Very difficult thought. It contains the whole philosophy of Dharma. That is, you have made the world. You have destroyed it. You cannot destroy the God's world, but destroy your world which you have made. then only his remains.
I think नहीं हम तो लोग करा देते हैं लोग अच्छा पूजा आप 9-10 बजे गए अंदर
And I'm telling you, when a master is cheaply got, why I should leave him? We have assembled here on a very auspicious occasion to celebrate the birth centenary of our great master Samarth Guru Sri Ramchandra Ji Maharaj of Fatehgarh UP. We should utilize this occasion in getting into the master and master alone, which will act as food and tonic for spiritual elevation. Remembrance should be in a way that we feel the thought of remembrance oozing out from the objects everywhere. It is the real remembrance which mortals can have. It is a play for our good. Now a new chapter opens in the web of life. The effect of our deep devotion begins to resound in a way that we feel the ultimate is remembering us. That is the justice of divinity. When you have played your part fully well, the ultimate cannot fall short in playing his part. That is only a beginning of the higher sort of spirituality. As a result of it begins to modify itself when the effect of divinity starts to percolate. The base becomes a sort of force and begins to reinforce the substance required for our elevation. When the base is formed within us, the charging with its contents is also there, affecting the entire fiber of our being. These contents are the ingredients of real life, which we can safely call life in life. When the balance was disturbed, we came into existence. I do not want to elaborate the subject metaphysically. The thought for creation stirred up near about the center and energy began to flow out. What was that? That was the first mind, pure and simple, and that has woven all our frame and structure. It brought purity with it, which is still maintained. So when we begin to give wrong suggestions, the mind, which is absolutely pure, expels them in order to maintain its eternal purity. That is the cause of thoughts. In reality, it sends out the contents which appear like a fog covering a certain surface. We call them thoughts. When we are attentive to the thoughts, their power develops. If any of you breathe the divine thoughts, mind will grasp it and will not eject them, because it is the real nature of mind, since it has come from the real artery. If a man wants to work out the problems of his life easily, he should give right suggestions to the mind. It is the condition which comes by practice. and proper molding of oneself. It is very easy to remain in one's own condition, which is divine. It is the sure process for evolution. A little inclination towards the attainment of the reality will start weaving the future. The process which may put you in the undisturbed state, vibration should become all divine. If you are really trying for that and have got a real master, the things become very easy and good deal of time and effort is saved. People can ask how to get such a master. As an answer to it, I can safely say, how can one get such a disciple who may follow what is said above? I must say, for entering into the vast ocean, swimmers and swimming both are needed. So swimming is the part of the swimmer, and to teach swimming is the part of the master. Such a master is required as may be able to ferment us by his divine power. There are stages in the cosmic regions which we have to cross, and indeed we proceed to a certain length. Afterwards, the power of the Abhyasi fails to get at the subtle force. It is very difficult to cross it unless and until a push is given to the next step, and that is the master's work. I have come across many a person who argues with that in him which is not in himself. Some also say they have made their conscience as guru or master, but I am sure they have not made conscience as their guru, but their own ego. The conscience is described in the Shastras is made of four things: manas, mind; chit, deeper conscience; buddhi, cognition; ahankara, ego. If all these become perfectly purified, conscience will give you only correct signals. After the purification of these things, there come the higher powers, and at the same time purity has now begun all round. We all desire for realization, but have no yearning for it. I pray that we all return to our original condition and see the difference between the earthly and the heavenly. When the creation came into being, it was unbalanced state after it. That is, nature is balanced. When balance was disturbed, we came into being. And suppose if I go back to the same condition, we will be no more. So it is unnatural. It can never be the thought may not come. Disturbance is your background. When there was disturbance in nature itself, that is balance, they have lost the balance. We came into being. Because every action must have its result. So that was the action. Either it may be natural or from God or in any way. There was some action and it must be, this is balanced. Now have become unbalanced. Action arose, the result should also be there. So that means your background is on that. Therefore you remain disturbed. Our background is disturbed because had there been no disturbance, we have not been here. So that is the basis. And do you follow? I think I am right acting now. If suppose again balanced, that unbalanced state may become balanced again, the world will not last at all. Unless they are contradictory, something contradictory, the movement cannot be there. Some contradiction is there, then there will be movement. So we should utilize that opposite in our making. So oneness can come only when you are not there. God is there when you are not there. This is when you feel yourself, surrender to everybody. That is a feeling, a sort of feeling should be in that. A sort of meekness should be. Then that is a really standard God. When you feel yourself surrender to everybody, then that means you have really surrendered to God. When you feel yourself, I never tried for that. Devotion. Everybody, every saint, every prophet, including Christ and Krishna, everybody has a devotion. But what is the work of the devotion? The work of the devotion is only to take you to the goal. You love certain thing, but you do not know where it is. So that devotion, loving, that takes you there. And when it comes to its proper place, that means the realization. Devotion is not there.
Yeah, you said that to me once. Devotion also comes to an end.
Yes.
I was very shocked.
And nobody has said so. Nobody's. Because it has worked. What is the necessity of that? When you are thoroughly in Him.
Yeah.
What is the need of it? Suppose you create devotion in any way. It is useless. Its work is over. And if I say this thing to our Indian brothers, they will not like this idea at all.
No, the
Indians, they will not like, because nobody has said so.
No.
All along they say Devotion, devotion. And I also say that,
Yeah.
devotion. But it ends at a certain point.
And what point is that related to
That is
heart,
when you
mind,
become
senses?
absorbed, when you become absorbed in reality or Brahma or God or He has given you power. Of course, we do not realize that in our life. Immense power is all this. This material form, it was brought by him. It was after death. This thing arose. It was in Sant Mat he used to call, Sant Mat.
Sant Marg. That would... The way of saints?
Afterwards, these things came direct to me through the master. Monuments, all I tried not about my word, all God. And that Sahel philosophy, of course, that is Sahel you have got, I think.
Yes.
So there is some description like that in it. Natural way of realization. Sahaj means easy also. But if we don't mean easy here, natural path.
In tune with nature.
Simplicity of the life of nature. Simplicity.
This we find developing in ourselves.
And it will cover the whole world. That is my idea. But we should try that there should be no friction among us. Wholeheartedly we should work.
Yes.
All as one.
Babuji, how would you describe Lalaji? How would you say who he is and what he was?
Saint throughout the world. The only saint throughout the world as my experience was.
What has he given to you?
Which nobody has given except him.
Very good. And can you tell us, what are you giving to the world now?
Love.
That we feel. What would you say is the main difference between Sahaj Marg and other systems?
Oh, there are so many systems in existence which gives you most benefit. That is the best. So that you should decide yourself. Here in Sahaj system, work of master is too much. In other system, no work of the master except telling him a few things, you go and recite it and do whatever you like.
Prescribing mantra or something. Whereas here, your work is everything. What would you say is the duty of an abhyasi in Sahaj Marg?
The duty,
The duty of an abhyasi.
obedience.
Obedience. Could you expand on that? Obedience. Obedience to follow the
Faithful,
practice.
in other words, faithful to the mission. Surrender, all these things should cover. Surrender, of course, is very difficult, as the people say, but it is totally what you call good. How? Just depending
About surrender.
So, only an idea that we are dependent on God. That only idea. This gives a start to surrender. And there the people, sometimes they bow down upon God or idols, and they say, now we have surrendered everything. One bow, one time. It is not, it is a sort of a feeling, not the idea, it's feeling.
Yes.
that very soon, within a few months or within a few years, a man can succeed in that. A man can succeed in that. So very easy things they are. But to who follow?
Yes. I think in many of us, the feeling of dependency grows to the point where we feel that you are the mover behind everything that happens.
That mystery, this is not the mystery but the riddle. And the work becomes automatic. Well, I'm telling you, Mr. Ravindra is in Italy. Now, all the time, the storm there is going. All the time, nothing is going on. That is really not his work, I am working.
You are
He
using,
landed there. Since he landed there, my work is started.
and he is the instrument being used.
So it's automatic, not.
Do you feel, Babuji, it is necessary for Abhyasis to come to you for spiritual development?
Those who are in me, they don't require this thing. Unless they are within me, they require everything.
Do you have any message for the people in the West?
Only blessings.
Nothing more is needed.
You require tobacco
Tobacco?
for your loose hookah.
I still have some. The hookah has been broken, but I have to get it welded. It broke around the bottom here, the metal, so I will get it welded. But I still have some tobacco.
The same tobacco is going on.
Yes, I keep it in the fridge, so it is fresh.
यहाँ से ले गए थे तंबाकू 3-4 साल से चल रही है इसी बोतल में रखते हैं
It is very nice. Once a month or so, I will have a chillum.
thoroughly. I have explained to you this thing, I think you might have remembered. Before this world was born, it was a balanced state.
Yes.
And there was no creation at that time. When balance was disturbed, we came into being. So if we go to that extent, we will die. So it is impossible. Nobody can do it even.
But we can long for that condition.
But it is not a good condition.
I find that any desire to remain in this world has dissolved.
You feel
And
that?
yes,
That is the idea.
so the idea of the balanced condition is nice.
Almost balanced, I have used the word. Almost balanced. Almost heartless.
Yes. Some of the Abhyasis in Canada feel that they are not, they have the feeling that they may not be progressing. I see an improvement in their condition, but they do not feel it. Do you know what this might be due to?
Well, minds differ. Some grasp the thing very early, some after so many years.
So I have felt that this is sometimes sensitivity. They are not studying their condition as...
No, they have no interest in other words. A little interest should be there.
Babuji, some people, some Abhyasis have expressed the fear that only the preceptors get higher approach in this mission. And Could you comment on this?
Approach comes first and it follows after. You follow?
Yes.
There should be approach first and it happens. Afterwards comes other things. So it is essential to have good approach.
But some people fear that when you make someone a preceptor, then you give them most of your attention, and the other abhyasis do not get so much.
It is for their work. The scepter is made for the work of the people, of the associates. It is for them alone.
Because I think most preceptors, I myself feel I am an abhyasi. Only when I'm giving sittings or if work is going through me automatically, then I may be functioning as a preceptor. Otherwise, I am an abhyasi.
Yes, that's all right. Good idea. Spiritual service you can call. Spiritual education. Now, in income tax, I filed an petition. This is education. Spiritual education. Now they have granted it. There's no tax on it now.
Yes.
Spiritual education.
That is good.
So preceptor is only for their work. In other words, a servant.
Yes.
And you should remove that idea that I am attentive to the preceptors only, which is for the work only.
Yes.
And afterwards, as you say, we are all equal. Now people started talking with me.
Yes. I would like to know that language.
Rise and fall. Habil, something bubble, fall. Rise and fall. And we spoke like that. Now it will be almost in the same way.
Yes.
Going and coming.
Yes.
When thought comes in contact with soul, the third thing produces, and that is light. So it is not a sort of material light. A sort of material light it is. And not of much use. I have told you that when I was on the cot going to bed, I found so many times the light was coming to me. I negativated it. I feel it disturbed. So light is not our goal. We proceed from light to grey. From darkness to light, all systems accept. Darkness to light. And I say from light to grey. And grey is the real color. I have said dawn color. I am telling you this is dawn color.
I wonder if you could remove your glasses because so much light is coming. I cannot see your eyes. Thank you.
So this thing, light is not a very valuable thing, but it is something better. It is something better. It shows that now you have come in contact with the soul. Soul connection has been formed. That only shows. Afterwards, grey color. We say God light and light, but it is all the material exposition. Because there is no other word, I find no other words, the better word. And I searched and searched that if you may have Danish in German or in any language I may adopt it, explaining it in this, but I am not getting it. So I use light without luminosity in this way.
That's also good.
So here I am telling you, light the people see, but afterwards, after certainly grey color.
Yeah.
And grey color contains darkness and light mixed.
Yeah.
And there is one Nafiya Sutra also says in Rig Vedas. There is neither light nor darkness. The sun never shines there. And the ultimate object. So this is the correct version. Of course, the spirituality has been shown in a different style. That is tinged with matter. All what we say tinged with matter, not quite naked as it is.
No.
And of course, everybody says according to his reach and advancement.
Yeah.
But if a man of the highest approach says something, that means whatever he says is quite correct.
Yeah.
So it requires a good deal of labor and must be a master like that, give you training in that line. Then you can do it. This Anand I am telling you, the Anand, the peace, I mean bliss. Bliss I am telling you.
Yeah, that I like very much.
I am talking about my own experience. Of course, I was feeling very highly blissful. And what was that? I wanted to break my head with the wall. In happiness, in blissful state. Go to Denmark on aeroplane from Bombay. Now the route is fixed. Everybody passes. Some see very good scene. This is a very good scene. Some enjoy it. Others do not even like to peep into it. How it is going on. So where there is a stress and emphasis on the will and the mind, then you see the things as they are. And by the way, if you see, they have no value. So they see by the way, not going deep into it.
It's a shame not everybody can be sensitive. It's a shame that not everybody can be sensitive for these things. Perhaps they have it too early or something.
Too early, of course, but this is a very difficult point. The higher point, it is of course not very high, but at least high. So you bliss and Anand, the people say, but they cannot bear it is actually there. Indian saint, they go, they remain 1 year, 6 months and so on. And neglect the following. I am not hungry of the following, but I want good person. And pray that all may go towards, move towards spirituality. Because it is a very precious thing for me at least. And I want that others may also realize it. Whoever comes from India makes you try to make you disciple. But I have come here not to make you disciple, but to make you master. That when you are in need of spirituality, you will look towards India. I said, this gap should be filled. You should have your own man in your own country. Why you should go to India for that purpose? And I am doing it. But nobody criticizes me. I'm telling you. Because they have no knowledge of real reality, I should say. No matter how you criticize. Study 30 Gita. They fight with the thoughts and they are stronger than your thinking. And they are never suffer. And we do not fight at all. We make friends. This control of mind you might have read in the yogic books of India. Well, it is my idea I am telling you. This is absolutely wrong. What happens? According to my experience I am telling you. Thoughts will come because mind is there. And mind is the place of breathing thoughts. So naturally they will come. Either they may be divine or they may be imaginative. But some sort of things will be there. So what should be? Suppose thoughts are coming. If you do not want, they will not come. That is not control, but proper utilization. The word control, I never use it, control of mind. You are the master of all the faculties you have. So you should use those faculties for your own good or for the good of the others and not otherwise.
Many people when hear the statement that you will be free from sorrow and free from all the things, they will fear, what is this, and I am not human any longer.
Free from sorrow.
No.
At least in my words, free yourself from freedom. Freedom from freedom is liberation. Freedom from freedom. Of course, my definition is of some other, because whatever my master has given me, that knowledge I have got. Although I have read the books just to pass away the time, but that knowledge is there. And he showed me everything practically, thanks to him. If the idea of liberation is there, that means you are entangled in it. You are not free. For liberation, there is some sphere. And a man, now religiously I am speaking, a man becomes nearest to God. Nearest, the word, not God, nearest to God. What will be the distance between these two, that I cannot say. So freedom from freedom is the real, it is my explanation. I always give such explanation because it is very difficult to describe these things in words. So I use my own vocabulary and own way of thinking. And I only can explain this way, freedom from freedom. That means now I further explain. Freedom. You are free. Not freedom that you can pick up water from the well, or you can take bath, or you can take, not that freedom. Real freedom, which soul must enjoy. As long as you know that I am free, your freedom is there, you are entangled in it. Entanglement is also there. Do you follow? When the idea of freedom is there, entanglement is also there. But when you are free, but you have no knowledge of freedom, then that is the real freedom.
My master was not a smoker at all. I asked him intercoming whether I should leave. But no. No. Because in old age you will see some trouble without it. And people object to it. Somebody they might have read in the West and the East Coast, a saint must not smoke. These things should not be allowed. I replied, good reply, that I have told so many times. He said, being a saint you smoke. I said, first of all please realize your mistake, that I am saint, and then question. I said it is a bad habit, but I do it. You please pray for me, that I may leave it. You must do sometime. I said, whatever I have my attainment, you please have it and I shall leave. Without smoking, you please have it. I smoked and I got so much benefit. And you do not smoke and you encourage me not to smoke. Then you please leave it and have that condition without smoking. Different things I say. I said I have burnt all my sanskar with the help of hookah. This fire burns everything. So it is a sort of mild fire. This is smoke. So I have burnt all my sanskar impressions by this